Good evening and happy Monday. Happy February 1st, 2020. I swear time just goes faster and faster every single month. It's insane. So it is February now. We're going to have a couple announcements here really quick, and then we're going to jump into the call. But it is Team Cup Month. If you don't know that, then you've been living under a rock in the team page. So if you are on a Team Cup team, put your team name in the chat and let's see all of the names of the teams, okay? And secondly, hopefully being on a Team Cup team, you know what it's all about. So we're not going to really go into that a whole lot. But one thing I did want to point out is if you receive the Diamond Insider email, then you already have seen this, but they are bringing back retention points for the next couple of months. So that means any customer or coach that you get enrolled this month that you sign up this month will be put into a retention pool for next month. So then next month when the coaches or customers enrolled this month purchase again next month, then they create volume for you. And whenever you reach a certain amount of volume, then you can get a Success Club retention point from those volume points, okay? So they're gonna do that for people you enroll this month, retention points next month, and then people you enroll next month are gonna be for the following month. So they're actually gonna do it for 2 rounds. So that's really exciting. A couple other things, the 9-week control freak challenge and completion packs are still $20 off. They're getting ready to launch the off the wall program on the 8th, if you haven't seen that. The unstressed free sample meditations are available today. And then what else? What else? I could have swore I saw one more thing in this little email. Logan, am I forgetting anything? Maybe that was it. I think
I haven't read it yet.
Oh, sorry. I think retention points was just the big thing that I wanted to talk about. So, okay, anyways, let's hop right to it. So we do have a guest speaker tonight, and I am so excited to hear from Miss Sarah. She is, so if you guys were here a few months back, I feel like it was in the late fall maybe, when Ashley McClellan did a call for us. She had this rock star, Sarah, sign up with her in December, who went diamond in 24 hours, you guys. Okay, so that is crazy. There is some backstory to this that she is going to get into a little bit and tell us about, but regardless, going diamond is still incredible to do that in 24 hours. So a few things about Sarah. She's a current lifetime rank of diamond. Like I said, she just signed up and achieved that in December. She is on the way to earning Success Starter, not just for her, but she is also assisting her husband in earning Success Starter as well. So this month we'll lock in Success Starter for her and her husband, and they will be on their way to Summit for free this year, both of them, okay, which is incredible. And what value is that for her and her husband, okay? So December, like I said, was her first month. You guys, she hit a C20, what'd you tell me, 20, where is it? Oh shoot, where'd it go? SC22 in her account in December, 16 in January, and hit Success Club, assisted her husband in hitting Success Club in those 2 months as well. Y'all, that's crazy. I just want to reach out and like rub some good juju from her. Okay, so she has come a very long way in a very short amount of time, just, you know, skyrocketing her business since December, and I can't wait to hear from her. So Sarah, I'm just going to let you take it away and write down questions, put them in the chat for her, whatever you want to know. We have to pick her brain. So let's do it.
Are you looking at me, this Sarah?
Where'd she go? Hold, please.
No, you hit the wrong Sarah.
Technical difficulties. Hold. Let me call her. I don't know what happened. Until then, put in the comments what you guys' goals are for Team Cut Month.
Something I could do to make it up to you, but I probably can't.
That's okay. So, I mean, you were on here, but I already introed you, but if you just want to jump right into it, go ahead.
Yeah. Where do you want me to start? Tell me what would be most effective for you guys.
Honestly, I think for a lot of people, overthinking diamond is a big thing. So just kind of like the light bulb that switched for you and just what like helped you hit it from the
Okay,
ground running.
awesome. So for me, the light bulb moment was really when I was listening to my now coach Ashley. She was talking about one, like attracts like. So you're really like, at first I think I felt so desperate, like I just wanted people to sign up with me, and I couldn't understand why I was having trouble getting people that I knew to sign up, because I'm like, well, you like me, I'm a nice person, this is awesome, let's do it. And they weren't responding to that because they didn't want to respond to that. And I finally got over that part and just went, okay, then I need to find my people. And my people are still there. And it just doesn't matter how many times other people tell me no, because my people are still there. And I started really working and focusing on serving the people that were at my table. And you'll hear other people talk about that. You really want to serve the people that you know and that you've already connected with. I'm a nurse by trade. So nobody wants to feel like a number. Nobody wants to feel like they are just like a patient that doesn't have a name. You want to feel like you have a connection. And so I didn't have that connection with my previous coach. And so I started to, because I didn't actually sign up with her. So hopefully Jordan already told you all that story. But I think what really worked for me was deciding that I was going to just connect with the people that I did have, connect with the people and really just get to know them, which is what I always did with my patients. I love labor and delivery because I got to really sit down and talk to my patients and get to know them, and I became part of their story, their birth story. And that meant a lot to me. And once I was able to take what I did in labor and delivery as a nurse really well and transfer that into this business, that's when I started making those deeper connections. My clients knew that they could count on me because I was invested in their story and because I did truly care. And yes, you can't have 5,000 people that you know every single one of their stories and all their kids' names and all the things. But when you make them feel like they're important because they really are, that connection's there. And so when I transferred teams and when I knew that I was going to do that, I talked to my clients and I said, listen, guys, I totally understand if you don't want to move with me, that's fine. If in the meantime, and I had all but two transfer with me. Of over 200 clients, I had all but two. And that's only because they didn't want to lose their coach discount and they were military and they're like, sorry, Sarah, I love you, but. And I was like, all right, that works for me, because I was doing what I needed to for me. But I had already built a relationship with so many other people that in that meantime, in that waiting time of that 6 months that I had, I just worked on those connections still. They knew they could still talk to me about their journey. They knew they could still ask me questions about their nutrition. They knew that when MBF came out, I mean, gosh, that was so hard going 6 months without the income, but also 6 months without the leveraging of that program because MBF was amazing and I loved it. But I was right there in the trenches with all of my clients doing it right alongside with them. I hopped into the group. I was the best challenger that I could be, showing my nutrition, showing what I was doing, telling them how much I loved the MBF. And then I was separately contacting them saying, hey, I know that you just ordered MBF. What are you thinking of it? Where are you at with things? Do you have any questions about things? And just, again, keep working on that relationship because these were all those people that trusted me and I didn't want them to feel abandoned. And even though that, backing up with my relationship with my previous coach, I didn't have that. And I mean, even when COVID hit, like there was no like, hey, how are you doing? Like nothing. And I wanted that connection because again, like attracts like, and that is who I am. So I worked on all of the things that I really wanted about that relationship. And I made sure that I poured into my clients that way. And then when I found out about I mean, really, that was a godsend with the timing because I left on June 6th. I came December 6th. I was like waiting for the sign up. And then when Autumn announced her launch, I was like, holy Jesus, you're wonderful. Like that was just perfect timing. And that was like a luck timing. But because I had been working on all those connections and I still had that relationship with my clients, I could talk to them and say, listen, this is the next program. This is the one I'm doing. And guess what? I get to sign up here. So let's rock this together. And that, I mean, at that point, then it was just playing the numbers. It was working and going, okay, it doesn't matter how many people are going to tell me no. And some did, but I invited all of my people to it. And all of them that said yes, we were just working on where to plug them in between my husband's account, my account, and diamond in a day happened. I know, I still can kind of like not even believe it. And I'm like, but it happened. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, when I was talking to Ashley about you, she was like, she kind of downplays it sometimes and says it's kind of not a big deal. And I'm like, what? What? Are you kidding me? So yeah, it's a huge deal. It's amazing. So, my question to you is, what advice or what would you tell a new coach who has a fear of inviting? Because it sounds like you're like me and you really didn't have a fear of inviting people. And so for me, it's hard to relate to people who do have that fear because I'm like, you just do it. Like you just do it, but I have to like pump the brakes because I'm like, no, that's a legit fear for some people, even though it's not for me. So how do you approach that?
Okay, well, so I do have that legit fear. And so I'm glad that I come off like I don't, but I do. I think at first I started looking at, and I remember talking to another coach that had joined the team that I was on previously. And I finally got over the fear of a free group. And I looked at it as though, like, we had this thing in our town called the Flower Town Festival. And so everybody's coming, and you've got all these people that are lining up, and they're just handing you their free little flyers. And they're like, hey, laser surgery, get, $200 off if you show them this. And hey, here's this. Why don't, do you want a Frisbee? And I started looking at inviting to a free group as, it's like I got my Frisbee. Like, I don't care if they're going to take it. Like, if they don't want it and they walk right past me, fine. If they take it and they think that somebody's going to use it, great. Like, I started looking at free groups. Like, why am I so scared of that? Like, I know I'm giving them something for free. If they legit don't want it, that's on them. Like, I've got this great thing. And sometimes, so if you think about like all the things that you collect for free, like you might collect a free magnet and you're going to put it on your fridge. By doing that, at some point you might go, oh, I need a vet and I don't like the vet that I'm going to, but I need a new vet. And so, oh yeah, I did put that magnet on my fridge. And then you go look at the magnet and you're like, oh, there's that vet. That's inviting. I don't expect people to say yes. And at that point, I think that was like the other big transition that I hit. I just stopped expecting it because I didn't say yes right away. Most people don't say yes right away. And because really, if your job is to plant that seed, then here was the other thing too. Okay, I'm sorry, I do talk a lot. That's the nurse in me also. But I remember hearing somebody say, if you, I lost what I was trying to say. Shoot. If you plant the seed, you want to make sure that if they ever go back to looking at, I don't feel good, I'm out of energy, I'm not fitting into my pants, that they were like, oh, wait a second. What was that girl's name that sent me that invite? hold on, let me go back to my messages. And they're going to look for you because at some point they are going to get to a position where they are tired, they are drained, they don't feel good, they've failed Weight Watchers 500 times, they tried keto and then they wanted to eat potatoes again, or whatever the situation might be, whatever thing we've all done, because most of us have been in that boat. They're going to think of you. And so you just want to be that one that just keeps popping up in their head. And you're like, I'm down here with Holly Hillier and with Maura Cristaba, and like all like the water down here is good water apparently. But they're in Mount Pleasant. I'm in Somerville. I want people in Somerville to know my name. I want people in my neighborhood to know my name. I don't care that so and so down the street signed up with her friend because I'm still talking to them and they were like, well, I signed up with my friend. She literally messaged me last night. And she was like, are you still doing this? Because I already know she saw my stories. So she knows I'm still doing this. She actually canceled her Beachbody On Demand account with her friend because she got pregnant. Now she's not pregnant and she's contacting me. So I just was not snotty after she said no. I didn't like get offended. I was like, all right, she chose somebody else. That was the other thing I was going to say. Not only do you want to make sure that they remember your name, but you want to make sure that you are posting in a way that makes them regret not choosing you. Because if you are leveling up and offering the best of yourself, then they're going to see that. They're going to see that in your story. They're going to see that in the way that your energy presents through the camera. They're going to see the other people that are joining you. They're going to see that you're still showing up when so-and-so didn't, because so many people drop the ball. And as long as you're there to pick it up, if you leave the playground, you're not there. So you can't leave the playground. You got to stay. You got to stick around. You got to show them that you're game. And as long as you are, they're going to come back to you because you're offering what nobody else is offering. You're giving them. And that's Jordan and I had talked about this. I leverage the crap out of the $10 promos. So if you are new, that would be the other piece of advice that I have. Beachbody gives you those promo codes on purpose so that you can go into it going, hey, listen, I've got this $10 coupon that I can gift anybody, and I chose you. And I signed up because somebody offered me $10 off. Beachbody On Demand, well, they didn't have On Demand then, but the videos, they were already really good. It was already a great deal. But I didn't know that. I was a mom of 4 kids and I was like trying to justify what I was doing, and I still had my gym membership and I knew that that wasn't working. Somebody said, my at first coach, she was like, I've got this $10 that I'm giving to anybody that purchases a challenge pack. Are you interested? $10. That's all it took me. But I'm also the person that'll buy a game at a store if it's $3 cheaper than at the other one at Christmas time. So so like attracts like, right? So the people that I'm going for, they know that I know that they want a good deal. I know that they want to feel like I chose them, that I reached out to them because I had this $10 gift and I wanted to help them because I know money's tight, or because I know that $10 can help them do something else. Sorry, I'm trying not to talk too much. I know I'm wasting your time.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But I am the same way. Like if you're consistently showing up on your social media, those people will come around. I've had people swing back around and say, I was hesitant 6 months ago, but you're still here and you're still doing it. So I know you're invested. So I'm going to sign up with you instead of Sally down the road who only posts once every other week. You know what I mean? So that it's a huge deal that you're showing up and you're doing what you're saying you're doing. You're telling these people that you're working out and you're eating clean and you're doing all of these things. But if you're not actually showing them, they're not in your house every day, right? So if you're not showing them on your social media that you're doing these things, then they're never going to know. So for all they know, you could have quit coaching because they haven't seen a post from you in how long,
Yes.
So that is how we show up. And then following up with people too is huge, you guys. You've heard us say it 1,005 times. Like you have to invite first, but then you also have to follow up with these people so they know that you, like Sarah said, they weren't just a number and you actually care about them. And that is why you're following up with them and doing all the things. Okay. So, does anyone have any like burning questions for Sarah? I know we didn't get much time with her, but I can pick her brain later. It's okay.
Yes, ask me anything you guys want to ask. You can message me privately and I'll answer your questions. I mean, clearly you guys have an awesome coach that very much cares about what you guys are doing and wants you guys to succeed and is invested in you, and not even just you guys as business people, but in your own journey. Because really, like, I remember having this very, very unhealthy, obese person at my doctor's office. She was my physician, and she said, I think you need to look at your weight. And I looked at her, I'm like, really? And it's not even necessarily her personal weight, but for somebody that I could see her junk food, her trash food that she's eating behind the counter, looking at me, telling me that I need to worry about my weight was just offensive. Like, you're eating McDonald's. Don't tell me. But had she been actually showing me, leading by example, which is what we're supposed to do, like, our job is our journey. So when you're leading by example, then people see, okay, yeah, I wasn't at my goal weight for a really long time, but I was still showing up. I was still doing it. And I was showing people that I was doing it and that I'm capable of doing it. And so are they. That you don't have to cut out all your carbs, that you don't have to give up the things that you love. That your kids do get to eat. I mean, who wants to fast for 8 hours and have their kids fast? Nobody's going to make their kids fast. Why in the world would people be teaching their kids that? So you show them your kids are eating the exact same thing you are. Your kids are getting to do everything that you are. And as long as you're showing up, they're going to see that, but you have to show them that.
Yep, that's exactly right. So nutrition is also our job, you guys. We've talked about that before too. So okay, so we are right at 8 o'clock. I hate to cut you off, but
No, I'm really so sorry, guys. I'm very, very sorry.
it's okay. So we will wrap it up here. And like I said, if you guys have any questions for her, you can shoot them to me. I can advance them to her. Or if you want to reach out directly to her with any questions that you might have about her journey and starting her new business in December, anything like that, then feel free. Okay. But if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and wrap it up tonight. So thank you all so much for joining us and taking time away from your family, and God bless you all and have a good week.